Welcome back to the Daily Nugget, Daily Property Insights, one topic, 20 minutes or less. Myself, Lawrence Lotze, and joined by a property renovation specialist, Tom Faye. And Tom, the question for you today, as a active property renovation specialist, as I say, you've always got something on the go. If anyone goes over to Tom's socials, he's always busy doing a house, an apartment, whatever it is in the property space. I'd like to know is at the moment, what is sort of your one, two, or three sort of maybe areas or locations across New Zealand that you see for yourself that there's still good deals out there?
Hey, look, you're going to be looking at the regions again. I'm just big on the regions.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe the bigger cities are it at the moment. A lot of the buyers in those bigger cities are sort of pulling back. You've got a lot of exodus from the bigger cities, people wanting a bit more space or a bit more of a country vibe. So what we're talking about is probably B and C sort of grade cities. What I
Yep.
mean by that is cities of 100,000 or less across the country.
Mm-hmm.
That's really easy to pinpoint.
Yep.
Palmerston North is probably tapped out. In all fairness, I think they had insane increases. But then you've got places like the top two right now. I'm probably just going to give you two. Are probably going to be Christchurch
Mm-hmm.
and that sort of Canterbury region. You've got to get in there and
Yep.
know what you're doing. Because a lot of my investors that work with me and a lot of my students are actually in Christchurch.
Mm-hmm.
And every time they're talking to me, it's like, we haven't caught up with the New Zealand national average yet.
Yeah.
And we're still on our way there.
Yep.
So there's still a lot of opportunity. They're rebuilding the stadium there. There's a lot of work going on in Christchurch just to keep lifting that city. And you've got a lot of big developers playing the game down there. And so while there's big developers down there, be careful who's buying this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I know a lot of investors are looking from Dunedin. I know that. I've spoken to people on the phone. They're looking at Christchurch as an investment ploy because of new build and a lower LVR.
Yeah.
Okay. My next region will probably be the Taranaki region.
Mm-hmm.
I like to think of Taranaki as shooting fish in a barrel or a turkey shoot because everywhere you go, there's a deal. Okay.
Yeah.
There's deals everywhere. We're talking from Hawera through to Stratford, Inglewood into New Plymouth. Like there's deals everywhere. Waitara, there's deals there. So it just means that, you're most likely going to have to relocate to one of these two regions for a short period of time. But how far are you going to go for your success? How far are you willing to go to actually succeed? Remembering while you're doing this, there is a shortage of tradespeople. It's very hard to get a hold of tradespeople to do the work for you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you've got to figure that out. You've kind of got to work that out. And my third region is most likely going to be, that Tauranga region, most likely sort of through to Te Puke. Right now, prices are sort of softening up. And when I'm talking about an opportunity, I'm talking about, something that you can add some value to. There's a lot of add value stuff in that space. But hey, you know what? There's a lot of pressure leaving Auckland. There's a lot of pressure coming from down south into that region. And also what's happening in that region, there's more than one industry. They're not just purely farmers. Okay, you've got professionals, you've got a hospital there, you've got the timber, you've got a lot of different types of farming, you've got kiwi fruit, you know, and then also the supply industries into those. You're very close to Rotorua, all right? You're close to Taupo, you're closer to Gisborne, Whakatane. So you've got to look at all these different centers that you're close to that Tauranga is feeding into. So those are probably my top three regions that I'd be looking at and where I'm looking to put my money into the next sort of 12, 24 months.
To anyone who is listening at the moment and really paying attention to what Tom was saying, you can see he gave away more than just three regions. He gave away a lot more. And I hope Tom doesn't mind me reading between the lines here, right? When he spoke about his third region, about Tauranga, and talking about the locations and the industries and who is there and the movement and the businesses moving, he gave away a lot of insights about what you should look for. Multiple industries. Where's the population moving in or out? How close are you to larger areas like Taupo and Rotorua and the largest areas that you want to move into it? A lot of good little tick boxes that as an investor you want to look, because some people won't realize that if I look here, it might look like it's half an hour away from the rest of the world, but you don't realize all those tick boxes are met. Population growth is increasing. The industries is multiple. Like you said, more than one main industry. So it's great. It was amazing to hear you see this. And my eyes and my thought was like, wow, there's just so much insight into that as well. But it was another thing that you also mentioned that I think with, key areas and everything else was that you said that you're not going to find all the tradesmen. Now, I can tell you as a guarantee from following Tom and having him on my show previously and known him socially for a couple of years, Tom is also not scared to get his hands dirty. So I think a big thing as well is if you can look into opportunities in areas that you likely can put yourself or someone that you know there and have a skill level to do the jobs. Now, I'm not saying go and be a builder because you're not a builder, but I'm saying if you need to do painting or need to put carpet in yourself, that you can do it, or need to install kitchen cabinets and that's that sort of work, you can upskill yourself and do it yourself as well. And therefore, you might find the opportunities where others wouldn't because they can't or they're not thinking about, hey, I can't get a contractor, so why don't I do it myself?
100%. And hey, look, you know what? Upskilling. As you said, you're going to need to upskill yourself. All right. If the thing is, the cabinets come with instructions, so it's not really upskilling. Can you read? Can you turn a screwdriver? Get a screwdriver out and read the instructions. And does it sit straight? Buy yourself a level. Put it on the cabinet when it's done. Does it look like it's sitting plumb? If you don't know how to do that, get on YouTube and watch the video. Look, Lawrence, on this topic, the last thing I'm going to leave you with is how far are you willing to go for $1 million?
Yep, totally. Pretty much, man. Well, you should be able to go as far as possible to do it, to be able to get that money, Yeah.
You should go to the end of the world to change your life, man. All right. And I'm not saying you to go to the end of the world. I'm just asking you to go 3 or 4 hours away from where you sleep every night. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, 100%, Tom. And thanks so much for that. And for anyone else that's listening or watching at the moment, if you've got any questions for myself or Tom, just drop it in the comment section below and we'll get back to you on that. But as always, thanks for coming over to the Daily Nugget. Daily Property Insights. One topic, 20 minutes or less.